Hello, my name is Stephen Ilger, and this is my presentation on how to correctly convey information via presentation. In this presentation, we're going to show you not only how to craft a presentation, but how to set a good mood while presenting it. First up, speaking of mood, is mood. So for your mood, you want to make it as tiring and boring as possible. Make it to where they're going to fall asleep. And to aid with this, what you can do is talk very slowly. If you're talking very slowly, it's just going to make it way more boring, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. And then, if you don't want to do that, what you can do is just make everybody really unable to understand what you're saying by talking really quiet and really fast, and then it's going to be completely impossible to understand what you're saying and trying to point out. And then next up is the coloration. For the coloration of your presentation, you could go bog standard, boring, and professional, but what you could be doing is you could be adding bright, obnoxious colors that nobody wants to look at, and then give it white text just to aid with it being impossible to read. And so, if you do all of that, not only will you be burning their eyes out, but they won't be getting anything from the presentation itself, which is exactly what you're trying to do. And next up are some quick tips. For these quick tips, you could feel free to add in some quick tips of your own into your own presentation, but it's not necessary. Stray away from the main point. If you stray away from the main point, it's going to make your presentation less interesting and harder to understand what it's even about, which is the main thing you're trying to do. And also, don't add bullet points, don't add images. Doing that will aid in your presentation and the quality of it. Don't make it high quality. People are not looking for high quality presentations. They're looking for confusing garbage that you have no idea what it's even talking about. And then don't do research. If you're not doing research, the presentation will be completely false. And not to mention the professionals who are, looking for something professional, giving them good stuff about it, they're gonna go, oh, he didn't research. It's perfect. It means that we're not getting the right information. And then also, tell jokes. Jokes will just help out with your presentation overall, and make sure you're telling a whole bunch of them. That way people will not take back anything at all from the presentation. And here's a good one if you want to use it. Ahem. I was just gotten rid of the vacuum cleaner. It was collecting dust. And then next of all, you can do is put in as many slides as you can. And be sure to add stuff like this to make your presentation all the more young and hip with them whippersnappers, because all them kids be loving cool stuff in their presentations. And then just next up, chalk out your cookie recipe. Remember, it's on the test. It is on the test. So first of all, you mix together flour, butter, sugar, vanilla, milk, and cheese. For the cheese, be sure to use Mexican shredded or Gouda. You can use other ones, but from my experience, those are the best. And then next up, you want to heat the oven to 350 degrees centigrade. That way, it is absolutely sure to ruin the cookies. Just completely sure to ruin it. And then put oil in the cake pan, like a whole bunch of oil in the cake pan. And then put the cookies in the cake pan and then put it in the oven. And then what you want to do is put the pan in the oven for roughly 30 minutes. You can do it for 3 hours or a half year, but my personal, experience, I'd say 30 minutes is the best. Then you want to put it in the freezer for the next 2 weeks. You can do a month, but 2 weeks usually isn't enough to ruin them. So try to do a month, and then enjoy them. You won't, I don't care. And then conclusion. For the conclusion, I can't thank Dante enough for crafting it. It's just perfect, and the presentation is just wrapped up all nice and neat. For your presentation, feel free to add a conclusion like this. Really shows other people that you know exactly what you were talking about for the whole thing, and just puts it all wrapped up in a nice bow, Perfect. So, to do a quick summary of everything, make sure that the mood of your presentation is sleepy and boring, and then you can talk slowly or very fast and quietly to where the information you're trying to convey is very hard to understand. Because, why would you want them to understand it? And then for coloration, make it a bright, vibrant color with bright text as well, to just make it hard to look at and to where they're less likely to look at it and less likely to pay attention to what you're saying. And then add quick tips to your presentation. I don't care if you do or don't. I'm not making your presentation. So what you need to do, in case you were not paying attention, why weren't you paying attention? Stray away from the main point. Don't use bullet points and don't use images. Make it very informal, as if you're talking to your best friend. Draw out the presentation for as long as possible and go on a million rants. Just make it slow, boring, and completely inconclusive. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, wait. I got you. You thought it was over. It's not. It's not done yet. It's not done. You're still here. You're not going anywhere. And then next up, there's jokes. I won't tell you the joke again. You should have been paying attention. And the next up, citations, and that is the end of my presentation.